Tova, Shana Tova, hey, Shana Tova, hey, Shana, 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 Shana Tova, Shana, 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 Shana Tova, Shana, 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 Shana Tova, Shana Tova, hey, Shana Tova, hey, Shana, 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 Shana Tova, Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam.
Shana Tova, everyone. Happy New Year. We're so glad that you're here with us this morning to welcome this brand new year, to join us together in making a fresh, clean start in this new year. I'm so happy that you're with us, with the people that you love, so that we can sing the songs and say the prayers that makes this time of year so special. Well, I asked for some help from my friends to welcome this new year, to help us think about this new year all in our own special new way. So I asked all of my friends to bring in something special to the service this morning, something that made them think of Rosh HaShanah. So, Rabbi Fixler, Shana Tova, Happy New Year.
Shana Tova, Rabbi Hayom.
Welcome. What did you bring that makes you think of Rosh HaShanah?
I brought this giant lollipop. This giant lollipop makes me think of the new year.
Giant lollipop. Okay. Well, I don't see how that has. Well, okay. I'm glad you brought something. Happy New Year. I'm so glad that you're here. Cantor Simmons. Good morning. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Is that for me or what?
Well, this made me think of the new year, and I'm just so excited about it.
A big present made her think of the new year. Okay. Well, Shana Tova. I'm really glad that you're here. Thanks for bringing your special treat. Rabbi Silk, has anyone seen Rabbi Silk?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Rabbi Silk, Shana Tova!
Shana Tova!
Happy New Year. I asked you to bring something.
I know, I have it. It's right here,
Whoa!
Oof.
Oh.
Okay, so I brought this this barbell. It's really heavy. Can I put it down? Is that
Yeah, just be careful. Not on your toes. Ooh, be careful. Woo.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Okay.
So we've got a big giant lollipop, a beautifully wrapped present, and a really heavy dumbbell that's right on my toe.
Oh.
Well, I don't know what all of those things have to do with Rosh Hashanah, but you'll explain them to me later because now we have to get started with our service.
Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, lai, lai. At this time of year, we hear special melodies that tell us deep in our soul what time it is. We can feel music in a different way than just words alone. These melodies live inside us. They help us to know who we are. And so when we hear this melody that we just sang, it's telling our whole selves, alert, alert, special time ahead. And so now I hope you'll join me with this beautiful melody of this season. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, lai, lai. Now that our voices are warmed up, I think we need to get a little rhythm going to get ready for Barhu. I said ho, I said hey, I said are you ready to pray?
I said ho, I said hey, I said are you ready to pray?
Listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up, let's come together to pray.
Listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up, let's come together to pray.
I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is how we make a minion.
I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is how we make a minion.
I said hey, I said you. Now let's all stand up for Barhu.
I said hey, I said you. Now let's all stand up for Barhu. So I told Rabbi Hayon that I think the new year is like this giant lollipop because I think that the new year is very, very, very sweet. Just like this lollipop is very, very, very sweet, like enough sweetness to eat over like 5 or 6 weeks. The new year is very sweet. And the new year is a great opportunity to think about all the things from this past year that have brought your life sweetness. So what I want you to do now is I want you to talk to the people who you're with, the people who you love, about what has made this year sweet. You can pause the video, you can talk while we're singing this next fun song, but we hope you'll share with each other what's one thing that has made the year, like this giant lollipop, very, very sweet.
Give me an A-P-P, give me an A-P-P-L-E, give me an A-P-P-L-E for Rosh HaShanah. Give me an A-P-P, give me an A-P-P-L-E, give me an A-P-P-L-E for Rosh Hashanah. Dipping the apples into the honey, dippity-dippity-doo. Dipping the apples into the honey, dippity-dippity-doo. Give me an A-P-P, give me an A-P-P-L-E, give me an A-P-P-L-E for Rosh Hashanah. Give me an A-P-P, give me an A-P-P-L-E, give me an A-P-P-L-E for Rosh Hashanah. Thanking the bees for making the honey, dippity-dippity-doo. Thanking the bees for making the honey, dippity-dippity-doo. Give me an A-P-P, give me an A-P-P-L-E, give me an A-P-P-L-E for Rosh Hashanah. Give me an A-P-P, give me an A-P-P-L-E, give me an A-P-P-L-E for Rosh Hashanah. May the new year be sweet as the honey, dippity-dippity-doo. May the new year be sweet as the honey, dippity-dippity-doo. Give me an A-P-P, give me an A-P-P-L-E, give me an A-P-P-L-E for Rosh Hashanah. Give me an A-P-P, give me an A-P-P-L-E, give me an A-P-P-L-E for Rosh Hashanah.
Every time we pray together, we sing the most special prayer, the Shema. Would you all please stand up as we sing Shema together?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. After we sing the Shema, we pray about loving God. God created the world. God blesses us with sweet things and all the special people in our lives. And so because of that, we sing about loving God.
Love your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. Love your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. Where you stand, where you lie, when you walk and when you rise. Rise up, raise your voices, rise up, lift them high, rise up. We can raise our voices, rise up, lift them high, rise up. don't always know what lies ahead. I think about the Israelites after they left Egypt. They were saying, "Yay, we escaped! That was so cool, the way we crossed the Red Sea back there." Then they looked ahead at the desert ahead of them, and they thought, now what? They didn't know what was next. But Moses reminded them, "Hey everyone, let's sing and remember we're in this together." Moses' words ring out to us today. No matter what lies ahead, we are in this together. Let us sing Micha Mocha. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you,
Goodness. So the new year is like a really heavy weight because there are parts of things in the past year that were really hard, that were heavy, that weren't easy to do and challenged us in a new way. And it pushed us to grow, so it got a little better. Take a moment now and talk to your family about something that was really hard in the past year.
Wake up, don't you hear it calling you? Arise and live your life anew, Tekiah. Wake up, see the flaws inside your soul, nurture them till you are whole, Tekiah. This is the calling, this is the time to make things right, this is the warning, with the day of judgment now in sight. Wake up, purge the grudges from your heart, try to make a brand new start, Tekiah. Wake up, give the world all you can give, love each moment that you live, Tekiah. This is the warning, this is the time to make things right, this is the calling, with the day of judgment now in sight. Wake up, take the time to make amends, open up and start again, Tekiah. Wake up, from your sorrow you are torn, on this day you are reborn, Tekiah. This is the calling, this is the time to make things right, this is the warning, with the day of judgment now in sight. judgment now in sight.
The Torah is a special kind of book. It has stories and rules. The stories show us how people long ago followed the rules, and the same rules which helped them will help us now. All the rules and all the stories come from God. We read the Torah to learn all of God's rules. Please rise as we open the ark to prepare to read the Torah.
It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Eitz chaim hi למחזיקים בה ותומכיה. מאושר eitz chaim hi למחזיקים בה ותומכיה. מאושר.
Friends, this morning we'll be reading about the story of God creating the world and all of the nature we see in the world around us. This morning we'll be reading a little bit from the stories about each day at the beginning when God created everything. And in between each of the stories of those days, we're going to hear from our friends in the consecration class who will be sharing with us a little bit about their favorite parts of nature. So now, before we begin with the words of Torah, I want to invite those of you who know it to join with me and the cantor in offering the blessing before reading the Torah.
Barhu et Adonai hamvorach, Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol hamim, venatan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, vayhi erev vayhi voker yom echad.
In the very beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and there was evening and there was morning, the first day.
What's your favorite thing in nature?
Flowers. Deer. The beach. Butterflies. Dogs.
Vayomer Elohim yehi rakia betoch hamayim, vihi mavdil ben mayim lamayim, vayhi erev vayhi voker yom sheni.
And then God made a space between the water that God had created, and there was evening and there was morning, the second day.
My favorite thing is animals. Cats. Butterflies. Mountains. My favorite nature animal is a squirrel.
Vayomer Elohim yikavu hamayim mitachat hashamayim el makom echad v'tera'eh hayabasha vayehi chein vayehi erev vayehi voker yom shlishi.
And then God separated the sky from the earth, and God gathered all of the water together into the oceans, and there was evening and there was morning, the third day.
What's your favorite thing in nature?
Flying horses. A swimming pool. Flowers. Bunnies. Trees.
Vayomer Elohim Yehi me'orot birkiya hashamayim lehavdil ben hayom uven halayla Vayhi erev vayhi voker yom revi'i.
And then God created great lights in the sky to help us tell the difference between morning and nighttime. And there was evening and there was morning the fourth day.
What's your favorite thing in nature?
Forest and animals. Pigs. Under the sea. Kittens and puppies and mountains.
Vayomer Elohim yishretzu hamayim sheretz nefesh chaya Vayhi erev vayhi voker yom chamishi.
And then God created animals to fill up the water and to fill up the sky. The whole earth was filled with animals that walked and crawled and swam and flew. And there was evening and there was morning the fifth day.
My favorite thing is flowers and trees and grass. The beach. Snakes. Deer. Mountain.
Vayomer Elohim totzei haaretz nefesh chaya leminah behema varemes v'chayto eretz leminah vayhi chen vayhi erev vayhi voker yom hashishi.
And then God created human beings, just like you and me, to take care of the animals and to take care of the earth, to look after all of the amazing things that God had made for us. And there was evening and there was morning, the sixth day.
I like the creek. Butterflies. Squirrels. Spiders. Hiking.
Vayechulu hashamayim ve'haaretz ve'chol tzeva'am Vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vayikadesh oto ki vo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot.
And then God had finished all the work that God was doing, and God blessed the seventh day and called it holy, and that seventh day would be called Shabbat.
And now we join together for the closing blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Well, now that we've finished our reading from the Torah, it's time for us to get the Torah all dressed up again. So I want to invite my friends back up to the bima to help the cantor and me dress the Torah.
Dress the Torah, we can dress the Torah. Dress the Torah we can dress. First we put the belt around.
First we put the belt around.
Belt around.
Belt around.
Oh, dress the Torah, we can dress the Torah. Dress the Torah we can dress. Next we put the cover on.
Next we put the cover on.
Cover on.
Cover on.
Belt around.
Belt around.
Oh, dress the Torah, we can dress the Torah. Dress the Torah we can dress. Next we put the breastplate on.
Next we put the breastplate on.
Breastplate on.
Breastplate on.
Cover on.
Cover on.
Belt around.
Belt around.
Oh, dress the Torah, we can dress the Torah. Dress the Torah we can dress. Next we put the yad upon.
Next we put the yad upon.
Yad upon.
yada upon,
breastplate on,
breastplate on,
cover on,
cover on,
belt around,
belt around.
Oh, dress the Torah, we can dress the Torah. Dress the Torah we can dress. Now we put the crowns on top.
Now we put the crowns on top.
Crowns on top.
Crowns on top,
Yada upon.
yada upon,
Breastplate on.
breastplate on,
Cover on.
cover on,
Belt around.
belt around.
Oh, dress the Torah. We have dressed the Torah. Dress the Torah we have dressed.
Shana Tova, friends! I want to tell you a story for this Rosh HaShanah. It's based on a story by Tom Rath, Mary Reckmeyer, and Rabbi Jen Gubitz, and it's called The Bucket Fillers. So here we go. David was putting one of the last blocks on his tower when his little sister came in. "I want to build with you," she said. David scowled. "Go away, you're too little." "But I'm big," Anna responded. "Ugh, stay back, you'll knock it over." "But I can be very careful," Anna begged. "Go play with your baby toys, Anna," David said back. "But David," she screeched, and Anna ran over and thwack knocked down his tower. As Anna cried, David turned around. "Zadie Morris!" Zadie Morris was David and Anna's grandpa, and sometimes he took care of them. Zadie Morris shook his head. "David, you just dipped from your sister's bucket. Like everyone else, Anna has an invisible bucket. When it's empty, she feels sad. But when it's full, she feels great. Did you ever notice your own bucket?" Zadie asked. "Invisible bucket? Huh," David wondered. Sometimes David couldn't quite tell when his Zadie was joking or being serious. But the next morning, when David woke up, there it was, a small, clear bucket floating above his head. When he came down to breakfast, his mom was in a hurry. "I've got a social action meeting at Temple, and you've got school, and we're all running late," she said. "Anna, sit still." David needed to eat breakfast quickly, so he reached up on his tippy-tip toes into the cabinet for his favorite cereal. But David slipped, and the choco wheat scattered across the floor. "David," his mother scolded, "you should have used the stool to get that." David could feel his bucket tip, and big, invisible drips spilled out. "Ha ha!" Anna laughed as she crunched the cereal with her shoe. "Get the broom and clean that up. You don't want to miss the bus again," scolded his mom. David began to clean up his mess. He quickly swept up the choco chips and grabbed the last piece of raisin challah. But before he could even take one bite, Mitzi the dog jumped up and grabbed the challah out of his hand. When he got on the bus, things did not improve. "Hey, look at David's new backpack. My baby brother has one just like it," said one bucket dipper. When he got to school, he could feel everyone talking about his new backpack that he'd asked for as a birthday present. "Watch out, shrimp," said another big kid plowing past David on his way to class. School hadn't even started, and David's bucket felt almost empty. David felt angry and sad, and as he watched his friends walk into the room, he secretly hoped they would trip and fall. That's what it feels like when you have an empty bucket. David slumped into his seat and waited for something else bad to happen. Mrs. Epstein walked slowly over to his desk and handed him a paper. He could hardly bear to look. "David," Mrs. Epstein said, "you wrote a wonderful story about Rosh HaShanah. Would you please share it with the class?" she invited with a warm smile. David felt a huge grin spread across his face, and he felt a big drop land in his bucket. "The Day the Shofar Blast Wouldn't Stop," by me, David. The class grew quiet. They laughed at all the right places. When David finally reached the end, everyone clapped. Even Hannah, who sat next to him and usually didn't even say hi to David, told him how much she liked his story. He felt a whole shower of drops filling his bucket. Maybe today wouldn't be so bad after all. In gym, Coach Faraj picked David to be a team captain. In art, Mr. Marks had lovely things to say about his painting. Shira even complimented his new backpack. David's bucket was nearly full. David suddenly realized that his Zadie was right. And that's when he noticed something even cooler. Everyone else had a bucket too. He turned to Amir, the new kid, and introduced himself. "Hi, I'm David, first day. Welcome to school. I think you'll love it here." The strange thing was that for every drop he helped put in someone else's bucket, he felt another drop in his own bucket too. When David burst in the door after school, he shouted, "You were right, Zadie! I do have a bucket, and I understand how it works." Then he saw Anna's torn doll. That dog Mitzi at it again. And he almost yelled at Mitzi, but then he thought that dogs might have buckets too. "Your doll will be okay, Anna. Mom will fix it. But until then, do you want to help me build the tallest building in the world with my blocks?" And so they did.
So each of us has a bucket over our heads. It's an imaginary bucket, but it looks a lot like this one. And our bucket gets filled up when people do nice things for us, when they're kind or helpful or they say thank you. And when our bucket's full, it feels really good. But when our bucket gets towards empty, it doesn't feel good at all. And water gets spilled out of our buckets when people aren't so nice to us, when they're mean or unhelpful or they forget to say thank you, and then some drips spill out like this. Gotta get out of the way. That was close. So this is a great time of year between Rosh HaShanah and Yom Kippur to think about our buckets, to think about the things that fill our buckets up, to think about the people who fill our buckets up, and also to think about other people's buckets, to think about the ways that we can be bucket fillers and help fill up the buckets of the people we love, of our parents, of our siblings, of our teachers, and our friends. So my blessing for you on this Rosh Hashanah is that you have very full buckets and that feels very good. And also that you have learned to be bucket fillers and that you help fill up the buckets of other people. Shana Tova. Okay, I think we got it. Cut!
The new year is like a present. It reminds us that each year is full of new surprises, new possibilities, new experiences, and new beginnings. Take a moment now to share with the people around you something new that has happened to you this past year. The world was made for you and me. God made the land, the sky and sea, the fish to swim, the birds to fly, and trees to grow so very high. God made the people next to share the work, the plans, the need to care, to keep the earth its beauty fair, the changing seasons each so rare. A new beginning, a new beginning, a chance to start again. A new beginning, a new beginning, to work with God again. The shofar makes special sounds that are meant to wake us up. Let's hear some of those special sounds now.
Just like this.
No, I don't think that's right. I think it's supposed to sound like this.
No, guys, let me show you how you blow a shofar. It goes like this.
Those are all sounds that wake us up. I think we can agree on that. But those are not the sounds of the shofar. I know it's been a whole year, and maybe you don't remember the sounds the shofar makes, but I have a song that's going to remind you just the right sounds of the shofar. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. The first one goes like this. Tekiah. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. The next one goes like this. Shivarim. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. And the next one goes like this. Teruah. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. This is the really exciting one. It's the biggest one. It's called Tekiah Gedolah. Sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Happy, 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 happy New Year. One more time. Happy, happy, happy New Year.
Well, friends, now we've come to the time in our service when we have a chance to get a very special blessing from the people that we love. So I want to ask you to take just a second and get very close to the people that you love. You might put your hands on them or wrap your arms around them so that we can all offer this very special blessing to the people that we love the most in the world. And as we do, the cantor is going to lead us in this very special musical blessing.
And so we start with the grown-ups echoing me. You are a blessing.
You are a blessing.
Every day.
Every day.
When I watch you grow.
When I watch you grow.
Learn and play.
Learn and play.
I'll love you and keep you.
I love you and keep you.
And I'll hug you and kiss you.
And I'll hug you and kiss you.
Forever and ever.
Forever and ever.
And ever. And now it's time for kids to repeat after me, just like this. You are a blessing.
You are a blessing.
Every day.
Every day.
When you care for me.
When you care for me.
Help our family.
Help our family.
I'll love you and keep you.
I'll love you and keep you.
And I'll hug you and kiss you.
And I'll hug you and kiss you.
Forever and ever.
Forever and ever.
And this time we're all going to sing together. Repeat after me. Here we go. May God bless you.
May God bless you.
May God keep you.
May God keep you.
Shine light on you.
Shine light on you.
Help you find peace.
Help you find peace.
May God watch you.
May God watch you.
And stay with you.
And stay with you.
Forever and ever.
Forever and ever.
And ever. And ever.
Well, friends, that brings us to the end of this service for Rosh HaShanah. We're so happy that you've been with us this morning to sing and to pray with us and with the people that you love the most. We want to wish you a very sweet and happy new year, a year that's full of sweetness and new surprises and opportunities to grow.
Lishana tova tikatevu, Lishana tova tikatevu. A good year, a year of peace, we wish to you. Lishana tova tikatevu.